Hey guys, what's up? It's CJ. It's been months since I made an update video, so my apologies for being a massive slacker. Life just got busy, and I didn't have the time, or I probably did have the time, I just got lazy. Anyway, so sorry about that. I want to make an update because I think at the end of the last video, I haven't watched it in months either, so I might be wrong. I think I was on a half dose, so half of what the doctor had prescribed, and I was debating stopping or continuing going for a while and maybe upping my dose. Anyway, in the end, I decided to up my dose to what was the recommended dose, which was, I don't remember what, but it's in one of my older videos. If you go back and watch the videos, you can see what the recommended dose was. Apparently, it's the typical dose that they put people on. They said it was a medium dose was the recommended amount, and they raise it or lower it based on your levels when you check in I think it was 3 months or something like that. I never did a check-in because I didn't want to refill the prescription, so I have no idea where my levels were. But I ended up taking what they called the medium dose for 7 weeks, and then I weaned off of it after that. I stepped down to a half dose for about a week or two maybe. Then I went to like a quarter dose, and then I went down to, in the beginning, I don't know if you guys have all watched the older videos, but I started out taking what was considered a testosterone dose for females with low testosterone. So I stepped back down to that, and then half of that, and then off. I just didn't want a sharp drop off. And I still kind of felt the effects of dropping down off of it anyway, even though I was stepping down. Not very much, not like as bad as you hear some people saying when they come off of it. It wasn't awful, but I did feel the effects a little bit. I was a little bit down. I was a little bit emotionally Jekyll and Hyde-ish, I guess. Like I would be like sad and then feel fine and then be a little, mushy or something weird. Anyway, it wasn't that bad though. It was, it was minimal because I was stepping down. So I'm glad I did that. I definitely think that's the way to do it is step down off of it. In the end, the overall effects, I'm not sure what they were. I don't feel like my voice is deeper. If it is, it's not noticeable to me, and it doesn't seem noticeable to anyone else who's been around me. Maybe it's noticeable to someone out there with really good ears, but I don't feel like I sound any different. Muscle mass wise, I had some strength gains while I was on T. I didn't lose those when I came off. I still am benching the same amount. My squats suck because of my injured knee, so that sucked pretty consistently on or off T. Still can do the same number of pull-ups, same number of chin-ups. I really haven't had a lot of strength loss, and I haven't had a lot of size loss either. At my biggest, while I was on T, I hit 142 or 143, somewhere around that. But I was pretty tubby at that weight. It wasn't all muscle mass. I just started eating so much that I kind of gained some bad weight. So I actually started cutting before I got off the T, and I'm still within a couple pounds of where I was when I got off the T. I think I might be like a couple pounds lighter now, but I upped my cardio a bit to kind of get rid of the last of that little stubborn. Okay, I still have the last of the bit of stubborn fat, but I was trying to get rid of some of it. So I've maybe lost a pound or two since coming off, and I've been off now for probably 2 months-ish. I'm guessing. Everyone on YouTube is always like, it's been 43.5 days. I'm really bad at counting stuff. I don't keep track, so I'm guessing I've been off for about 2 months now. Haven't had loss of the strength gains. Haven't had much weight loss at all. Yeah, no, I haven't really lost much of what I gained out of it, so I'm pretty happy about that. I think like my arms are a little bit bigger than they used to be, although they're not anything to write home about. My chest is a little bigger. My lats are, my back's a little wider, which is nice. Yeah, so I'm happy with how it turned out. The reason I stopped when I stopped is because while my voice wasn't really it was actually starting to drop a little bit right when I quit. I felt like there was times when it was going a bit deeper, and I think I just quit right at that time where that didn't stick. But I started getting like some black facial hair, and if you guys watched my earlier videos, you'll probably remember that like the one thing I didn't want was facial hair out of this. I also like my happy trail is a lot thicker than it used to be. I have hair on my upper thighs now that I didn't have before. They're not like super thick, but my Happy Trail does have some like super thick hairs now. But the facial hair I got, I took my wife's tweezers and plucked it out and stopped taking the tea. It never came back at all. Yeah, it's been like 2 months and it's totally gone. So not a permanent effect, but my little like butch stash did get darker and still is darker. I hadn't tried pulling those out. I just don't really care. Yeah, so all of that was reversible, I guess, is what I'm getting at. But once it started growing in, I was like, yeah, I'm done. This is it. I've hit that point where like I'm about to start growing a beard. I've finished my little tea experiment. Also, it did retrospectively change me a little bit, and that's another reason that I stopped. My wife told me that she felt like I had changed a little bit. She wasn't sure how comfortable she was with it, and in the very beginning, we made an agreement, because I'm not male identified and tea was not something essential to my identity. I didn't want her to feel like I had to be on it any longer than she wanted. I think that's really different for trans guys, but for me, it wasn't something that was necessary to my identity or to validate my identity in any way for me. So I told her from the get-go that if she said stop, I would stop at any point. And she told me, she didn't actually tell me to stop, but she did tell me that she thought that it had changed me a little bit, and I totally disagreed. I was like, it hasn't changed me at all. I was like, okay, I'll stop. I'll go ahead and stop today, but I'm totally the same. I don't feel any different. As soon as I stopped, though, within a few days, I was like, man, okay, I take it back. It did change me a little bit. Not in horrible ways. It's not like I was short-tempered or mean or any of those other things you hear. I didn't feel aggressive. I didn't feel anything like that. But it changed. I don't even know exactly how to say this, but it changed the way that I viewed people a little bit, and the ways that I interacted with people in subtle ways, but ways that I didn't necessarily like, but I wasn't even aware of until I got off of it. And then I was all of a sudden like, whoa, I'm thinking really differently than that, or a little differently than I was a few days ago. And every day it got a little more so. As I got removed from it, I realized, a little more that I had in fact changed. So yeah, so I guess do be aware of that for me at least, I was a little bit different. I also, I was really surprised that my voice didn't drop. So I did a little Googling around and researching. And I don't know if it was because I was on the gel versus the shots, because I know shots tend to have kind of a faster effect on people. And gel, from what I've watched and gathered from videos, is just a little slower. And since I was doing the gel, that could have been it. I also think, though, from watching a whole lot of videos, that the older you get, maybe the slower the effects are. It seems like most people who are in their 30s and start on tea, their voice doesn't change quite as quickly, their facial hair doesn't grow quite as quickly. That may, people may have different experiences with that, but the majority of the guys I've watched who are over 30, and when they start transitioning, have a little bit slower transition. I think in the end, from what I've seen, they all come out, kind of even, but I think it takes a little longer for the older guys. I'm 30, so I think that may be the reason that my voice didn't drop as much. Maybe if I had done this when I was 21 or something, then 2 months or 7 weeks would have been enough to drop my voice a good bit. Especially considering before that 7 weeks I was on a half dose for quite a while. So, yeah. Anyway, that's where things are. Still working away on the tiny house. Keep meaning to make a video about that. Again, I'm a lazy person. Yeah, life's good. I'm totally happy I did it. I have no regrets whatsoever, especially since the facial hair went away. They were like, I didn't even get any peach fuzz. It was like big black facial hair started growing in. Looks a little like pubes on my face. It wasn't cute. So, yeah. Anyway, that didn't stick. None of the negative things stuck. Positive things, I didn't get the voice drop I wanted, but I did get some decent strength gains out of it. I'm not going to complain about that. I did get a little added muscle mass that hadn't gone away. Not going to complain about that either. All in all, that's my dog crying in the background, by the way. He's a baby and he likes attention, which I'm going to go give him now. All in all, yeah, it was a totally positive experience. I'd do it again. I'm not going to do it again, I don't think, because I don't feel like I need to, but if I had it to start over, I'd do the same thing. I think it went well and, yeah, was easy and felt pretty safe, so, for me. yeah, anyway, hope everyone out there is well and your personal journeys in life are going swimmingly. I'll see you guys whenever I'm unlazy and make another video. Later.